Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Steve's Wrestling Ramble. What do you guys think of the new look, or at least the new presentation or background of the episodes? If I didn't have the banner here, it'd be even bigger, I guess. I don't know. But I just wanted to test it out to see how it is here, just plain. And I might be adding things moving forward. It's not a finished set thing. Rome wasn't built in a day, so neither is Steve's Wrestling Ramble or Talking Package with Steve. Because pretty much it'll be the same thing, but maybe I'll have other things added for tomorrow's evening episode for that show. But I just wanted to change things up, shake things up a bit, and have the presentation a little different. Dressing up. Dressing up, look at the part 2. So the presentation of myself and the background of the show. I mean, as I've learned from other podcasts that I've watched, or people that I've talked to, that is almost as much of part of it, of the growth of your shows or channels, just as much as your content. People care to see what's there, if things change or what's behind the person, or like in my wrestling ramble, I could have a Packer helmet or something sitting behind me, or NFL helmets or something to that effect, showing that I also do an NFL podcast, or during my NFL one I can have my title belt, just like Grimm's Toy Show has, to a lesser extent, but still, have that sitting there on the right side behind me, right or left side behind me during my NFL show, to show that, hey, people might be wondering why is there a title belt there, but it's to represent that I also host a wrestling show. So those little things and those pieces of the quote-unquote set will be added in due time, sooner rather than later. But this is just the first one, and we'll see how the episodes go from here with this new look and everything, and see if the look of the show helps it grow just as much as the content of the show. Because maybe the look might help, and then people might talk and word of mouth and grow from there. There's other things that I want to get, like a new headset and stuff like that. I want to do it the right way and save the money on myself. I know there are YouTubers that do either the GoFundMe, like GoFundMe page, or there's some other site too that does that with subscribers and people helping them out. I was thinking about doing that, but for right now, I think I'm just going to do it the other way, and because I don't want to, asking for a handout in a way either. I want my channel to grow, my channel and my podcast to grow organically, and to grow what I would say the right way. Not saying it's not a bad thing that people do that, because in the end, what they're doing and what I would have done or would do if I ever did do that, something like that, is just asking for money to be able to get the things that I would need to have the presentation, or have better sound, or better whatever, better this, better that, and then it would be better for people that are watching to have, to enjoy it and to can understand me and not have me sound monotone or whatever. So I just wanted to bring those up too. But like I said, I hope everybody at least likes the change. But we'll see if the change of the set, along with the content of the shows, can help build things up in a slow build, and have this channel grow. Because I want it to be something. I want it to become, quite honest, long-term goal is to become my job. So one step at a time, right? One step at a time, and we go from there. So this step here on Steve's Wrestling Ramble is Monday Night Raw review. Everything that went down on the last night, of course, on Monday Night Raw. WWE Monday Night Raw. I think the show in total was pretty good. I think all of the quarterfinal matches of the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament were all 4-star and above in their own way. If you agree or disagree, that's fine. But to me, I think that was the case. And I guess we can start off talking about the beginning, the opening promo with The Undertaker and Kane, and the Wyatt family back and forth, kind of doing their same kind of promo. I still am kind of disappointed that they're running with more of just a tag team match instead of having a full-fledged Survivor Series, traditional Survivor Series elimination tag style type of match. As I said, I think it was Friday in my episode that you need to have one of those matches in Survivor Series. That's just the staple of the pay-per-view. I don't know how else you expect to build your Survivor Series pay-per-view if you don't have a gosh darn Survivor Series style match. Just how that cookie crumbles. Hey, Mike Cologne, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm cooking tacos.
I was wondering
Tacos.
what you were cooking there. Okay.
Yeah, I just figured I'd stop in and say hi. I'm cooking tacos. I got Jill here with me.
Hi, Joe.
Can you see her?
Yes, I can.
Hey, I just wanted to stop in and say what's up. Hope they're having a good podcast. And that. I wish I could join the conversation, but I got tacos cooking.
All right. Thanks for stopping by.
I would make you some, but you're all the way out in like Wisconsin or something. But maybe I'll stop in a little later.
All right. Take care.
All right, buddy.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. Survivor Series. You have this. What was one of the major pay-per-views of the WWE, the top four. The cream of the crop. You had it with the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. And it just in the last couple of years, it just hasn't been to the standard of what it used to be. At least in my opinion. I'm sure of many in the WWE universe. And for WWE to not have a Survivor Series style elimination tag match in this pay-per-view would be just be dumb. It just would be. I don't think Paul Levesque, Triple H, or anybody there in WWE headquarters, I don't think they're dumb people. I mean, the writing team sometimes can not know what it's doing, but in general, you know what I mean. That in general they know what they're doing. They know what Survivor Series is supposed to be about. They know that there should have at least one traditional Survivor Series style match. The last time I was on talking WWE with Jay, and that was a little bit ago. And I'm only bringing this up to get to a point, but the last time I was on talking WWE with Jay, Stephen A. Spoke of how the WWE should have more traditional Survivor Series matches at Survivor Series. How that would help build the pay-per-view, how they would maybe get more eyeballs to the event and maybe subscriptions and all that other stuff. And I agree wholeheartedly to what Stephen A. was saying. And my point being, why I mentioned that is because if that is the case, and if that's not what they're going to be doing here, of course, that they're barely even going to get, or even going to have one traditional Survivor Series style tag team elimination match, then really, why do we have Survivor Series at all? Now, I know this year it's to honor the 25 years of the Phenom, The Undertaker, one of my favorite WWE superstars of all time. Him and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, The Rock. In my top two, but maybe after that, maybe next year, maybe after The Undertaker retires, maybe whenever, they might need to get rid of Survivor Series. Or change it up, or improve it, or actually give an F. Give an F and actually try to build it and do it the right way. And I know I talked about this on Friday episode. I had my. If you haven't seen that episode, definitely watch. If you have the time, watch in its entirety. It's almost, I think it's like 3 to 4 hours long, I think, in total. But the second half of the episode was me and my friend and co-host, co-host along with other people, Main Event Marks. That also has Mike Cologne, who stopped by for a couple of minutes with his friend Joe, and Angry Cooter, who is the host of that show. But me and ME were talking for most of the second half of my Friday episode there, about Survivor, at least the latter part about Survivor Series, about how and about how pay-per-views to him that he only sees. I think he said like 6 pay-per-views that were good to him, and for him, he was thinking maybe just throw away the rest. Which I respect. This is his opinion, and it's good that he believes strongly in that. And I told him my opinion being of that they should just care about what they have. That they should promote the pay-per-views or what the quote-unquote B-level pay-per-views that WWE has within their system of pay-per-views, I guess throughout a year, calendar year. Then maybe the WWE Universe will start caring again. And that those supposedly B-level pay-per-views can actually be promoted and grow and actually become better than what they are. Now, I know you can't make every pay-per-view A+ top-notch like WrestleMania. That's why you have your top 4, but that doesn't mean that you can slack on your other 10 or other 8 or whatever. Get the other pay-per-views. So my thinking in that is just work with what you have in Survivor Series. If they're going to keep treating it the way they've been treating it, then maybe we don't have Survivor Series anymore. As I've been saying, whether it's on Main Event Marks or here on my own show, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, that Money in the Bank has become more and more prevalent and better booked pay-per-view than Survivor Series. It's a more interesting type of format, something that I enjoy. I always enjoy, whether it's elimination style matches or the Money in the Bank ladder match in itself. Some kind of you have a group of superstars, and at least from a fan point of view, I guess anybody can win sort of situation. That's why Royal Rumbles, Elimination Chambers, Money in the Bank ladder matches, those things I love. And also, as I said on that Friday episode with Emmy with the second half, that is why I kind of miss Elimination Chamber. That I wish they kept the Elimination Chamber and did not get rid of it and have Fastlane. No matter what their reasoning is, they're WWE. They could have made it work. Wouldn't have been that hard. So with previews like that and previews like well, mostly Fastlane, Payback, and others, even TLC to an extent, in my opinion, that they just need to start caring again, and maybe then we can go from there. But back on topic here on Monday Night Raw, you have the Undertaker, Kane, the Wyatt family. Did they even quote unquote announce or pick? Bray Wyatt didn't pick who or which members of his family will be facing the Undertaker and Kane at the pay-per-view. My assumption would be that it's going to be Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. It just makes sense to do that. Now, I still think the Undertaker and Kane will win, but you still put Braun Strowman in there to look strong, and them and Bray Wyatt being the one to take the fall kind of situation there. Kind of like in the women's Fatal 4-Way a couple weeks ago. I believe it was a couple weeks ago. I think Raw was from Denver that week. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was from Denver where they had that women's Fatal 4-Way for the number one contendership for the Butterfly Belt Divas title, which hopefully, again, Divas Revolution, you want to make things better. Another way to do it, go back to the women's title. But anyways, I digress. But Sasha Banks was in that match, fan favorite of many's. Even Mike Malone, who stopped by here, he's a big fan of Sasha Banks as well. But Sasha Banks in that match was able to get her stuff in spots, dominate for most of the match, but still in the end, the predictable outcome, even though the predictable outcome happened, you still had Sasha Banks still go over in a loss. In a way. Well, definitely in that way. Even though Paige in the end won and number one contender. You can kind of do that with Braun Strowman with this match. If you have Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt versus the Brothers of Destruction, Kane and The Undertaker, as Survivor Series here, have them look strong, kicking the crap out of the Brothers of Destruction, and then they come back and Wyatt takes the fall and all their stuff. But we'll see what happens. Of course. And definitely, I'm looking forward to my predictions episode. That will be Friday evening here in, this is WWE pay-per-view week for all podcasters, bloggers, professional wrestling bloggers, and everything. A very exciting week, no matter what pay-per-view. At least to me, I'm always excited for pay-per-view week. Whether we're getting set up for a SummerSlam or WrestleMania, or for a Payback or Fastlane, it really doesn't matter to me. I always enjoy doing predictions and seeing how I do, seeing depending if others join my episodes for predictions, how they do, and kind of having bragging rights between those individuals. But looking forward to this one. I think there's going to be a lot of interest, of course, with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship semifinals in that tournament at the pay-per-view in the finals. But like I said in the opening, I think every match delivered in the quarterfinal matches on Monday Night Raw. All of them 4-star matches or above in their own way. I know, I think the number one match, the match of the night, probably, as I think about it, probably should be Roman Reigns and Cesaro. Should be the match of the night. But like I said, all of them delivered and did very, very well. Now the other thing to talk about that happened from Raw, being that the actual Divas main evented, maybe not in a match, but it still was, were the women there, Paige and the beautiful Charlotte Flair, main eventing Raw, a contract signing for their Divas title match at Survivor Series. I think what was said, what was done, there in that promo, I think was understandable. It's one of those things that if the Flair family, of course, if they were okay with it, then us fans should be okay with it. I mean, we don't have to like it. Again, we all have opinions, but it was their family member, her brother, Ric Flair's son, all that. If they were okay with that, and understanding, and Paige, might talk to Charlotte because they're friends that came up into the WWE together, anyways. Then it should be understandable with us. It's a sensitive thing. Something that I don't know if they really needed to do to build up this match more. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do, and like I said, if they're okay with it, then we should be. And it's okay with their respective decision of the WWE Reigns team having Paige say that in the promo of the contract setting. I mean, I understand where people's frustrations are. I saw it on Twitter. I saw a lot of disgruntled and unpleasant, let's just say, tweets about what Paige said there before the brawl happened. But you also got to realize in something like a contract signing, there is going, or at least there usually is, most of the time there's going to be a brawl, and you need to have that moment or that phrase or however that sets it off or starts it. Whether it's during a stare down, someone gives someone else a dirty look, and that's what's supposed to start it, or someone says something to piss somebody off, that works there in that promo, and I guess that's what my point is. That's what they chose. They decided for that to be what that tipping point was going to be, instead of using or saying or doing something else to be that tipping point to go into the brawl and then end Raw. I was just happy that the Divas got the main event Raw in any capacity. I really am. I've always been behind the Divas Revolution. You can even check my check the timeline or timestamp, so to speak. I did a video, the old way I used to do my videos But I did a video talking about the Divas, or the hashtag Give Divas a Chance, when that was trending for 24, 48 hours. Gave my 2 cents on that. Continues to have since then, obviously, on different platforms. And I think they're I think they're going about it the right way. I think things are slowly building to the better. But there's always more. There's always room for improvement. Things that WWE can do still to ensure that this Diva revolution is true, real, and that it means something. Because I think it does. I think this whole revolution thing is here to stay, and I think it was meant to get to a certain point, and hopefully we can just get there and really see that. And see that. You know, sometimes you just gotta be patient. You know, that won't come. And that's, kind of rambling here, but it is a ramble. But Sasha Banks fans that are upset that she's not in the title picture or really anywhere near yet, have to understand that the long-term booking for her might be that she gets her moment at WrestleMania. That's where she gets her chance to shine. And if that is the case, then that also would then venture to say, at least in my opinion, that maybe all along she was a plan to be the leader, or whatever you want to call it, of this Divas Revolution. And in the end, that's supposed to be her, and not Charlotte, Becky, or Paige, or anybody unlike Sasha Banks. And it seems that way. It's just, for those fans there, just gotta be patient for that moment, and that might come at WrestleMania. But that's, for Raw, that's pretty much it to talk about. I mean, New Day had a match, but not much really to say there. Just, more things to talk about for the Survivor Series. Like I said, predictions are going to be Friday night. Friday night, I think I'm going to start at 8 o'clock, 8 or 9 Central Time. So if you're not already subscribed, probably click the subscribe button, be the first to know when I go live for any and all of my podcast episodes, or if I'm talking about Gravity Falls, Disney Channel show, Castle, ABC show, or any other subject matter that I want to bring up, sports or non-sports. Doesn't matter, because I cover it all. Entertainment, sports and entertainment, WWE, NFL, alike. But obviously the pillars of my channel are my 2 podcasts here, Steve's Wrestling Ramble and Talking Packers with Steve. But like I said, for Raw, it's pretty much a wrap of everything to talk about there. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I was just checking to see if there's somebody that I thought was going to be able to join here. But doesn't seem like they're going to be here. But but I guess since predictions are going to be Friday, I guess I can talk about a little bit more about this, the pay-per-view and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament, and how things are going to be set up, and how things could go, and really how things should go. They have this thing on the WWE YouTube channel, WWE.com exclusive video with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose in the middle of the ring. After the contract signing, obviously, and everything went off the air, they had it there instead of backstage, which could tell something within itself. Usually you have those little WWE.com exclusive things just done on the backstage, taped and then put on the WWE YouTube channel for people, millions and millions to see. But this time, they finished the live show Raw, and then they actually had them do that and have a little conversation there in the middle of the ring. people. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe even when they do it backstage, maybe it's still on the Titantron, and the fans that are there can see it. If they're still there after the show ends, I don't know. I just thought that maybe that could have meant something more than it just being backstage. And just being something simpler like that, I guess. But with this WWE World Heavyweight Championship tournament and the semifinals and the finals being the Survivor Series, things are going to get really interesting. Oh, it's true. It's dang true because will we have what we all anticipated, whether we wanted this or didn't want it? Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns in the finals, or could we get Kevin Owens actually getting upset? I mean, for heck, you never know. You could get Kevin Owens and Alberto Del Rio in the finals, and no matter what, you're gonna have a dual champion. It could be Alberto Del Rio being just like Seth Rollins was for a short time United States and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, or Kevin Owens IC WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That'd be actually intriguing if they had that at the finals. But just the way everything's been going, it just seems like it's gonna be Roman Reigns all the way. But we'll see. If Roman Reigns wins the title, with most of the WWE Universe not being fans, they might not. Like, it might be so quiet, you hear a pin drop sort of thing. But that's the way they're going to go. And maybe fans might be okay with it if Roman Reigns turns heel. Because most of the WWE Universe thinks that he should turn heel, better as a heel. Kind of like when The Rock turned heel aligned with Mr. McMahon 1998 Survivor Series Deadly Games tournament. And everything that happened with his career since then, and how that kind of actually catapulted his career to what it is today, in my opinion. So, will Roman Reigns have the same fate? Will that be the same direction going for Roman Reigns as it did for his cousin The Rock? Way back when there in the Attitude Era? Who knows? Will WWE actually give Dean Ambrose a push? Actually have him win the championship, and not just for a couple of seconds for Sheamus to cash in, because you all know Sheamus is the wild card here. Mr. Money in the Bank. Could he become the champion? Or maybe one of the quote-unquote outsiders. The kind of out of nowhere picks, Alberto Del Rio and KO, Kevin Owens. Could he be the next champion? We'll have to see. We'll have to find out. And that's the intriguing part about Survivor Series. You think you know, you might want to know, and you might want to be, obviously, we all want to be correct when we make predictions or assumptions or whatever, because we want to, be the smartest man or woman on the internet that was right about these matches or these situations or heel or face turns or whatever, because, that just is what it is. But we don't know. We think we know, we want to know, but we really have no idea. And I really am looking forward to seeing how it all turns out at Survivor Series, seeing if those heel turns happen at all, if both of them stay face and Sheamus just catches in. There's many ways to slice and dice it. Options A, B, C, and D actually, and how this tournament could end. And even if you think about it, E and F options for this tournament to end at Survivor Series and crowning a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That would be kind of cool, just as a side note, that if they had Seth Rollins there, actually, hand the title to whoever wins. Kind of like how Daniel Bryan did with when he had to relinquish the IC title, then Ryback won it, and Daniel Bryan was there to hand the title over to him. Which I also wish Ryback had a longer reign as IC champion, but that's not the point here. But it'd be kind of nice to see Seth Rollins there, just in person, and present the new champion. I doubt that'll happen. I think it'll probably be more, Triple H. President title, because as we all think, someone's going to be turning and joining the Authority. You never know. Now, going back to actually having a Survivor Series style match, we only have SmackDown left tonight. Excuse me, I apologize. But tonight, as I speak, they're having the tapings of SmackDown, and later tonight I will check them out, see what happens, see if WWE, wasn't totally dumb and actually put together a Survivor Series style match. I don't really care if it's thrown together or not. It kind of has to be now, obviously. We have one show left. You didn't plan accordingly, or at least you didn't plan correctly. Maybe you have the losers of the quarterfinal matches in a Survivor Series match. Or if you really want to do it, you have the losers, the four, Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Cesaro, and Kalisto. And maybe with one of the, or something like that against the New Day and some other heels. I don't know. Just at least put something together, have a Survivor Series match and style match, and at least I'll have one to predict on my show on Friday. And one to predict, if we do predictions, on main event March on Thursday night. Or at least maybe not predict, but talk about on that show. We're going to be talking about a lot of other things on that show. Excuse me. But either way, Survivor Series, at least for me, and this fan obviously, is highly looking forward to it, and it should be a great event. I think, I'm pretty sure that the New Day will be defending their tag team titles, so that'll be another match that'll be on the card. I'm going to assume that match will be on a pre-show. Now, New Day is over as they are. Maybe they don't deserve to be on a pre-show, but WWE also has to understand, and I'm sure the WWE Universe should understand, that the pre-show should be used to actually have matches with good, good popular, superstars in there, not just quote-unquote throwaway matches that you just throw to the pre-show, like you've seen in the past. You actually maybe have the New Day defending their tag team titles on the pre-show to get our buzz before the pay-per-view starts. You get people watching, whether on the network for that hour, whatever, and see that match and then go into the pay-per-view. That's how I would do it. I would have the New Day defending their tag team titles on the pre-show, and then go from there. But there has to be a couple more matches added to this card. Well, I'll find out, as we all will, later tonight, reading the spoilers for SmackDown, or if you don't like reading or hearing about spoilers, watching on SmackDown on Thursday when it airs, of what happens and what other matches maybe that happen. And I was thinking, actually, since I talked about it, the WWE YouTube channel, they should use that more to actually maybe not just promote their pay-per-views, but maybe even like breaking news or some kind of like simple stuff like that. Of a YouTube video of a match being set up for the pay-per-view, like on Saturday, let's say on Saturday they still don't have obviously Survivor Series traditional match, but when it gets announced on Saturday on the YouTube channel, I wouldn't mind that, actually using your YouTube channel, in another way that it actually can be used, form of news. I mean, it would behoove WWE to actually try to do that sometime. I mean, heck, I didn't even know that Raw had a pre-show. I think that's where David Otunga's been. For those wondering where David Otunga's been, that haven't seen him in the ring for a while, I think he actually is part of the Raw pre-show, Monday Night Raw pre-show. So, excuse me. But without any further ado, I think that's for I might not wrong talked enough about Survivor Series that definitely should have enough to say. Friday night predictions, predicting the matches, maybe some WWE news talked about there as well, but definitely highly giving my predictions, my thoughts. That's another thing about me. I might not be as loud or boisterous or in depth in some things. I'm just that type of person that gets you to the point. Talking about a topic, get to the point, and then we move on to the next one. Gets to the point, move on to the next one. Gets to the point. And it's not in a mean way. It's just okay. This is talking about, and you go from there. But I just wanted to share that in case that was one of the concerns I was hearing from my other episodes. But hopefully everybody has a great evening. I'll be back tomorrow night talking Packers with Steve at my NFL show. Obviously, I might have something a little bit different behind me. Maybe some NFL helmets. Maybe maybe something else. We'll see. You'll just have to tune in and find out. So again, thank you to everybody that watched live or watching archived. Have a great evening, and as always, take care.